Carolina hosting the NCAA Regional this past week. It was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but things got wacky due to the weather. It was really bad weather, not severe, but just rainy weather the whole first part of this week. And so Carolina ended up playing 36 holes on Monday. Some teams had to finish up on Tuesday. Carolina started its third round, played a handful of holes on Tuesday until finally it was just a washout, and then everybody finished on Wednesday. Tar Heels actually finished third in the event. You had to finish top 5 to advance, so Carolina was not really in any danger of not advancing. East Tennessee State ended up winning the regional. Our friend Austin Greaser won for the second consecutive year, if I'm not mistaken, won the regional individual title, the medalist. And so Carolina moves on to the championship round, which is 30 teams in Carlsbad, California. Not this upcoming week, but 2 weeks from now is when it starts. So Adam and I was out there for a majority of the day on Monday. Adam joined me for the second half of the day. I went out there some on Wednesday as well. Adam, I think your first experience watching golf live. Is that accurate?
Well, Jones, I covered the Jimmy V charity golf tournament at Prestonwood in 1999 or something.
Okay, so outside of that, first time in
this century, I think that's a fair statement.
Okay, so this is how Adam and I approached it on Monday afternoon. We just went on a par 3, which was the holes are going to get really confusing, but it was hole number 10 for this particular event. Adam and I just went up, stood behind the green, saw all the Tar Heels come through, then snuck over to 18, watched a couple groups finish on 18. Tar Heels didn't quite get there before we had to go. But Adam, your thoughts?
I liked our approach.
Yeah.
I liked being able to see everybody.
I agree. I think that's the right approach.
I liked getting to see all the Tar Heels. You can get really close.
Yeah, for college golf. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just go wherever you want. Could we have stood in the middle of the green?
I think we could have. I think they were trusting that we had some decorum.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is a bit of a stretch, honestly. So I like that. I felt like if I had wanted to heckle, I could have.
Oh, yeah. Like heckle the other guys?
Yeah. Like, hey, Georgia Tech, you're taking forever.
Oh.
Getting old out here.
Hat tip to Peter Fountain. He gave us a little what's up, guys?
And the whole Fountain family.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag so classy for sure.
Got to see Coach DiPotetto.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, positive first experience. I would go again.
You know, I'm going to be honest. I don't think the Tar Heels left that event feeling like they played their best golf. I mean, as a team, the Tar Heels finished 20 under, and Greaser was 13 under by himself. So I do think that they did not have the depth of result as I think they have for a large majority of this season, but they did what they needed to do to advance, which is really all that matters. And I think, Adam, and honestly, I think this is going to be weird to say, I wonder if playing on Finley was actually kind of a weird turn for the Tar Heels. It's not a course that they play. I mean, obviously, it's their home course, right? But the Tar Heels don't have, home games. It's not like every weekend they're taking on Clemson or something one-on-one on Finley. And I do wonder if I don't know if there was a relaxation factor. I don't know. But I just don't think the Tar Heels played their best. And yet they still did plenty to advance, which is all that matters.
That was going to be my question for the more golf savvy was, do I need to be concerned about the Tar Heels just in quotation marks finishing third going into NCAA play, or is it like hey, just get through this and move on?
It's that. I mean, even Coach DiPotetto said, and I'm quoting him, he said, collectively, we were average to good this week, not great. We will do what we always do after a tournament and look at what we have to do to get better and get ready for nationals. So, I mean, I don't think anybody leaves there other than Austin Greaser, who did, by the way, there's a couple of great videos of him making the putt on 18, which it didn't secure the individual title for him, but it was a big birdie putt on his last hole to give him, obviously, another stroke away from par. It helped Carolina just feel 100% safe as far as advancing, and it was not an easy putt. And some great, and what I do think you can hear from that video, Carolina had good support. And there are a lot of people out there, and even when you and I were watching, like when the Tar Heel guy would finish the hole, everybody was like, yeah, but then when the Georgia Tech guy, like you might get a like, just being.
And that was just one person doing that, honestly.
And just being classy.
Yeah.
But.
No, that person is classy.
But and even Austin Greaser said some things about it afterwards, just about how fun it was to be. So I'm not trying to, I guess I'm not trying to spin this to give Carolina some excuse. I think it was an advantage to play at home. I also think that it probably was kind of weird and just a little different, if that makes sense.
We commented on this on Monday. Austin Greaser broke out the new Jordan golf shoes.
Yeah, he did. Well, he told
us.
Yeah, he told us that it was going to have to be serious.
That if he was going to wear those, it was going to be something big was going to happen, and it did. He won the regional.
Now, Adam, I will also say it got pretty tight there at the end. This was on Wednesday. So Alabama, who was the 2 seed in this event, which the seeds didn't really – I mean, it's not like it gave you some advantage to be the seed other than when you teed off the first couple of rounds or the first round. But Alabama was the 2 seed. So – they were below the cut line for a large majority of the event. Made a big push right at the end. And so I believe it was Baylor, one of the another team who was here, and there were 13 different teams here. And then a bunch of individuals, including a guy from State who almost birdied the last hole on Wednesday to tie Greaser, but he didn't. But anyway. So Alabama makes this big push. And guy from Baylor, who had been right there with Greaser the whole time at the top of the individual, bogeyed his last hole. And so Alabama and Baylor are tied for the last spot at this point. Alabama still got 2 guys on the course. First guy comes up 18 and pars it. So 1 guy left, Alabama and Baylor still tied. Guy who had, for Alabama, who had birdied 16 and 17. Hits it into 18. I'm right there. Don't worry. You have boots on the ground. I'm watching this, Adam. So, second shot into 18, great shot. I would say 20 to 25 feet past the hole. So, a birdie, Alabama advances. A par, I think, if I understand it correctly, I think there's playoff if there's a par. Like, there's some kind of playoff scenario. I don't know what that playoff scenario is, but I do think there would have been some kind of extra golf to decide who goes on. So, as you know and as you learned, unless you get the perfect angle, it's hard to see the hole, right? Like the actual hole in the green that they're putting to.
Right.
When the flag's in, you know where it is. But when they take the flag out, it can get difficult. So flag was out. First putt from his body language, Alabama guy, he gave it the old like, hey, get some legs, get So I think he didn't hit it as hard. Like he left it short, right? Then dude misses the par putt at him, and Alabama's season is over because he missed like a 5-foot, I'm guessing, par putt. And I'm going to tell you, he was devastated. Like catcher crouched down while the other guys from the 2 guys he was playing with were finishing the hole. He's down. Alabama, all his teammates come out and hug him and try to tell him it's all right. It was a tough moment.
Was it that guy whose mom was out there? I hope not.
I know who you're talking about, and I'm trying. It might have been.
I hope not.
I think it was.
That's tough.
So it was. I mean, it was just. I don't want to say it was like a cool moment because obviously it's terrible for that guy and for Alabama, but it was a competitive moment. I like golf, so I'm going to like it, but college golf, man, is fun.
I did see one piece of bad news that I thought would be relevant to you was that someone, maybe from Loyola Marymount, made the first hole-in-one at Findlay since the renovation.
Really?
On 12, I think. So that can't be you. I knew that would make you sad.
Well, were Tyler Hansbrough and
No.
Okay, Antoine Jameson when they were watching him tee off?
No.
Okay, so basically it doesn't really count.
Right now.
It's not an actual near hole-in-one.
Right. No.
It's a fake,
completely different.
It's a fake real hole-in-one.
Right, during the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah. I got to say, I really enjoyed it and even enjoyed watching non-Tar Heels play. And one thing I like about golf, and it kind of goes back to this Alabama discussion, then we can get to our interview, is like nobody's rooting against you. Like even the state guys, as I was watching him close out, like I wanted Austin Greaser to win, of course, but I still appreciated the dude was like playing really good golf. Like he birdied 17, he nearly eagled it, and then had a good look at birdie that he just missed on it. But it's not like in golf when he missed it, you were like, yeah, woo, you suck, you missed the putt. It's like everybody's kind of appreciating what's happening.
I think that's why I like Ryder Cup.
Yeah, now Ryder Cup's a different story, yes.
Because I do get to root against
Yes,
somebody.
the different story in the Ryder Cup.
I need a bad guy.
Yeah, that's different in Ryder Cup for sure.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. Actually got out there and watched Howard was there, and they had a rough week, and they ended up being the last place team scoring wise. So they were out last on the last day. So I got out there later on the last day, but got to watch it. Said hello to a couple guys I was with. I talked to like the dad of one of the Howard players and was learning all about it. So it's just, I enjoyed it is my point.
I think just in general, and we've talked about this after baseball regionals, and we don't have to say this, but I do think it's true. Carolina does a good job with these things.
Yes.
John Bruner and all the folks over there who put on an event like this, it's a lot harder than you think it is to make something like this come off flawlessly, but it always seems to. And the only way I know to judge, because of course I think they do a good job, is what the other teams say. And the other teams and coaches all seem to think this was a very good event, very well run, professionally done, and something they'd want to come back to. And that's always the feedback Carolina gets after baseball regionals too.
Definitely go if you can find that video of Greaser making the putt on.
I think that was a Jack Bedore.
Well,
video.
I'm guessing a Steve Kirshner, just like straight like SID version of the shot, and then there was a more produced version that Jack Bedore did. Got to talk to Jack a couple times during the week, but a more produced version of it as well. Also, strong showing by Clint Gwaltney in the background, giving it like a big time like fist pump when Greaser made the putt. Yeah, there was a good contingency out there.
That was a long putt. As I watched the video,
I think it was like 30 feet.
Yeah, as I watched the video, I was like, when is this putt gonna? I mean, I assumed it was going in, or else there wouldn't be this video.
Here's a nice lag putt by Austin Greaser to snuggle up for par.
Yeah.
So anyway, go find it if you can. It was a good moment, and off they go. Wagon status on the line, boys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But again, this is a long event. Now 30 teams into the championship. You got to make one cut at some point during the championship stroke play. Then it gets down to 8. Then the quarterfinals, semifinals, and championship are all match play. A lot of golf still to be played, but the first step taken.
West Coast, again, we've talked about tough time-wise if you're from the East Coast, so we'll see how the Tar Heels handle that. But they've played in a million different time zones this year.
Yeah, but great for viewing for Tar Heel fans because you get a chance to –
which is really
what's most important is, can I see a large majority of the event? Yes? Oh, okay, great.